Hi, girls and guys. We are back. One that we are super excited about. We got a message a little while ago, and we got invited to come to a really cool South African-based cycling brand. And we are at CSIXx with Mark, the owner, and all the staff in the background. Say we're hearing random comments in the back. Please ignore them. Mark, thank you so much for having us.
Good to have you here.
We've been here for a little bit already. Unlike the power of editing, we've actually been spending the morning with the guys at CSIXx, and wow, it's mind blowing. So I'm hoping today's video we kind of capture the essence of what this amazing brand is, and we can kind of convey that to you guys. So Mark, thank you.
Yeah, great.
Can we start with how did this all get going? I will take you way back here.
So version of the short version.
Well, it's kind of like flowjag, so a bit of everything. So
How do you start here? So I suppose I just want to make things, really, at the end of the day. Started when I was a tiny kid making stuff. And it's just progressed from there. Did a stint, I suppose, through Neert, where we manufactured first the prototype neck braces, the first generation of Neert in factory in Cape Town, and then we moved all the production to China, which I suppose was very exciting, being able to step up to sort of an international level brand with the factories over there. Piger, we also manufactured everything overseas, but then got sort of lost the passion for it. Love designing, but then having someone else manufacture it,
yes,
you kind of lose that touch. Eventually, it's exciting in the beginning, send a design, you get back a box and you're like, whoa, here it is, it's all done, that was easy. But then you eventually get to a point you're like, yeah, but that's not right, and that's not right, I want to change this, and then the factory comes back and says 3 months or 7 months or whatever to change it.
So that attention to detail that you have when you've I would say not in charge, but when you have a hands-on with your own production, you don't have that really when you are outsourcing.
Yeah, you can to a point, and some people love it, and some people do very well with it, and it's great for them. Just for me personally, I just love that hands-on, coming home with dirty hands.
Yeah,
not so much these days. The rest of the guys do.
Yeah,
but built an amazing team around me, and the guys all absolutely froth about making stuff themselves.
Yeah, and I think the cool thing is you guys will see it in the video a little bit later, but I mean, there's a massive team here. So you guys have like some serious like engineers, you've got some very, very talented individuals.
Yeah, for sure.
And you look at a bike brand, you don't generally think that.
Yeah.
Which is the crazy part.
Yeah, I suppose everyone walks in here and goes, wow, there's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's it takes a lot to do what we're doing, I suppose. To give you an idea, we've got over 400 different chain rings that we've designed, canned, manufactured. So that's excluding colors. So I mean, now all of a sudden your SKU list starts jumping.
Yes.
Throw in the chain guides, throw in motorcycle parts we make. So we've got a huge product range in our books.
Yeah.
As we start now expanding to international, that's where sort of the volume comes in. Then it starts working.
Yes. Yeah.
Better.
Well, I think before we get to the international bit, which I know there's some really exciting news, which I'm not sure if anyone knows or if we can mention, but we'll get there. Now, I think what's important for us and Melissa and I, obviously, we love it. Looking at brands that are locally based, and you guys are not just local, you manufacture locally as well. I mean, if you a little bit later in the video, you guys will see we're going to the manufacturing side of the building, but you guys do that locally. I mean, a lot of people outsource that.
Yeah. So it's been a steady progress from 2014, 2015. Got our first CNC end of 2015, 2016, somewhere around there. Started out CNCing everything in-house, then anodizing in-house, Cerakoting in-house, laser etching in-house. So it's been sort of a process. to bring everything in.
Yes.
At one point we were CNCing in-house, then shipping to Joburg for anodizing, shipping back down here to Maitland for laser etching, then in-house. Now it's all, we get raw aluminium in and product leaves the door, ready to go.
That's absolutely crazy. I'm jumping all over the show here, but we've been chatting, and I'm trying to bring across just how awesome this business is. But back to you very quickly. A lot of people don't know, or maybe you guys do know, but you've been in the cycling industry for a while. I mean, Leah Piger, you still do a bit of design.
Yeah.
You guys are involved. I mean, there's loads of frames up on the wall at the back.
Yeah.
So you're still involved in the design process.
Yeah, so up until about a year and a bit ago, we were designing for Swift Carbon, also an old South African South African road bike brand led by Mark Lewis back in the day, and then Sense Bicycles, they're based in Brazil. So Swift and Sense are now sister companies, I would say.
Okay.
But we designed for them from, it was about 2018 to recently now, about a year and a half ago. We essentially stopped.
Oh, wow.
We're just concentrating on our own company at the moment.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So just at the back of I mean, you guys do your own carbon molds,
Yeah.
carbon layups. You've got an amazing team that are looking at errors and how to make things better and designs. I mean, this is obviously a serious operation here, but you need a serious operation to put out a product that you want to put your brand, your stamp on. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose to build the range that we're trying to build, which is sort of your full finishing kit for a bike. So, a CSIXx finishing kit is everything from bar, stem, top cap, headset spacers to wheels, chain rings, chain guides, seat clamps. So it's all there, on-frame storage. There's derailleur cages. There's a whole finishing kit.
Yeah.
A lot of people look at it and go, "It's just chain rings," but that's where you see in every single shop. But it's.
And you guys do wheels as well.
Yes.
Yes.
So the rims are currently still made overseas.
Okay.
We do we're doing the testing and development to bring that in-house. So that is a long process. The bars we've successfully brought in-house. The wheels in the next step. Yeah.
And I think what sets you guys apart from everyone else is, and it's something I heard a little bit earlier, every single bar is stress tested in-house, which is something that not any of the other manufacturers, none that we know of, actually do it. Which just shows how far you guys are willing to go to give a good product.
Yeah, so handlebars is an incredibly tricky part to make. Our engineer Murray says it's probably the most difficult part on a bike to make, because it's got the most consequence if it fails.
Yes.
If you crack a wheel, you might have to walk down the mountain and you snap a bar, and you're going to be a bit of a story. So, we spend a huge amount of time developing a bar, developing safety into the bar. So if you over-tighten your brake levers, you don't crush the bar. If you over-tighten your stem, you don't crack the bar as well. If you crash, it'll still be stronger enough for you to finish the ride. We test every single bar that comes out of our molds in our test ring to make sure that, the layup was correct carbon was used, the cure cycle was 100%. So, we don't know anyone else that does that. Incredibly time heavy, but it's sort of the attention we're trying to put into every product. Yeah.
That's unbelievable. And we can see that carried through the entire factory. But back to what we were speaking about earlier, some really exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Your brand's going to be soon to have 5 rings etched on it. So yes.
Yes, we're working. We've moved into the road scene recently, which is sort of a natural evolution. We started out as a downhill brand, and then enduro, and then more trail riders, and then a couple more staff. So every time more staff come on board, we end up with different cycling genres, which has been quite exciting. So I think we've pretty much got all the guys here. Cam, our sales guy, he's into everything. He loves the road scene as well.
And we'll be chatting to Cam in a little bit, so we're going to pick his brain as well.
Yeah, so the road scene has been great, because it was been a big push to one buy on the road scene. So it almost feels like
it's going back. Yes,
exactly. The road guys are now running chain guides. and it's the whole concept, like we had in mountain biking back in the early 2000s of the bike doesn't have chain guide mounts, so what do? You come up with a plan to fix it. So we've used one or two ideas from back in those days.
And you just kind of incorporate that into
the road scene now, which is great. So we linked up with a company, CSIXx Ergonomics in Australia. They do 3D printed tri-bars for the TT guys, for the triathlon teams. We've developed sort of a drive train system with them.
Wow.
They supply some of the big teams that do the world tour. So the guys are currently riding them. We'll be using the Tour de France and then also the Olympics as well. So we'll be making some massive chain links for them.
That's crazy. And I mean, we've seen some of them in the back. I mean, I've never seen so many teeth on a chain ring in my entire life before. But it just shows how strong those guys are.
Yeah, no, it's quite something,
I mean, that's some serious ones they're putting on.
Going from making a 28-tooth mountain bike ring to a 68-tooth for road is quite different.
That's unbelievable. Yeah. And then just going back to the factory and the production, because it's so important for us to know that there are people that are still willing to invest in not only South Africa, but Cape Town and keep the production local. You guys run this facility pretty much almost 24 hours a day, kind of?
Yeah, we run from like 6:30 in the morning till about 12 at night. So we have a day shift and then a night shift.
Yeah.
So that's the sort of the current production status. We'll be going more towards robotically loaded machines in the future, which will give us true 24-hour production capacity. But that's sort of 1 or 2 steps time.
Wow. Okay. So there's obviously space for growth in the business.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, South Africa's been amazing to us since COVID. Explosion mountain biking in South Africa and just the support of shops. It's been incredible. We wanted to launch overseas a couple of years ago, but we've just been flat out looking after the local market. But I think it's been going from strength to strength.
Yeah. But I think what's important then to realize is that with good people and a brand that's well supported, I mean, there's no end in sight. I mean, you can take that as far as you want to go, long as you keep the business ethics.
Yeah, you want to keep the culture.
Yes, the culture, sorry.
Yeah, that's right. Ethics are good.
Yes, it helps here and there. But thank you so much. Thank you for inviting us around. We want to chat to Cam as well. And just from a retail point of view, I think it's important for people to understand how this business functions, not just in South Africa, but internationally and what goes into it. And Cam's a pretty face and he likes to be on camera. Yeah. So we're gonna bring him in. Thank you so much for inviting us around. We appreciate it.
You're on.
Cool.